Good morning, everybody, FYR Partners and others who might be joining in. For those that don't know me, but I think most of you do, I'm Lara Rhoades, and I'm a realtor in the Northern Virginia area. And I'm part of the FYR Partners group, and I'm happy to be here and excited to talk to you guys about some of the broker tech and stack that we have at eXp and everything. So this is going to be kind of a overview because I was realizing that being a mentor and everything, sometimes trying to help everybody to find everything and how the resources are, because we do offer so much that it can be overwhelming for a lot of people. So I did some research and did some other things and did some exploring around, even talking to some of our tech people, which they're very helpful, by the way. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is they do recommend for those of you, I'll just say it right off the top, is they talk about the preferred browser is Chrome. So if you're using anything else, that might not, Chrome is apparently the better one for the eXp programs and platforms. So I would recommend making sure that you have Chrome. Of course, you can always have backups of other types of browsers too, but that is the one that they recommend. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the OKTA, which has all of our tiles and everything. It's the single sign-on system for eXp, which you can get into almost everything except for the new thing, the hub. The only reason you can't do that is because the hub is a website right now. It is not an app. So that is why it is not in one of the tiles. So for those of you that are new or having trouble with this, I think most of you who are on here, you know this. Basically, you have a single sign-on, and it's here at the exprealty.okta.com. This is basically where you have your single sign-on. You just go to it. I have it saved in my bars. I have it saved on here so I can go into it. Now, how I have mine set up, you'll see here mine looks alphabetical. You have options that you can do here. I don't know if anybody's played around with this, but you can do ascending, descending, last added, whatever you want to do. I prefer to do it alphabetical because that's just how my brain works. Okay, so everybody else, put it however it's going to make sense to you. All right, so you can see here that you have a lot of tiles, and I can see when you are a new agent coming over to eXp or, transferring in, like I know Rich recently came over, you're looking at all this stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, what is all this stuff? Some of it, you're like, okay, Canva, I recognize that. And then you're like, Coda, what's that? And there's all these other things. There's a lot of things in here that you probably will use on a more regular basis as an agent, especially if you're in production. There are some things that you might not use that often, but let's go through a couple of them. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be going through many of these for you and kind of showing you what they are on the screen. So agent services, just to let you know, as you see here, this is more for international. So if you start sponsoring people in one of the international countries, this is going to be a good resource for them because they will have everything here that they need. So this is not something that I use on a regular basis. Okay. The next one is your agent stock programs and plans. This is one where this is going to get into all the different areas where you can learn whatever you need to, and they have them in different languages and stuff about the agent stock program. You can see there's like we're right here now, the agent equity program, growth incentive plan, and they have it by the countries with the stock awards. And also there's a link to get to Morgan Stanley at work, which is where you can control some of your accounts. And then there's more stuff in different languages along with E-Trade and other things. So that's another place that you can go if you need that. Unless you're like me, sometimes you just like, oh, okay, I got more stock. Okay, and I just, let it sit there. So that's the whole thing. All right. The next one that I have, because I have Bold Trail. Now we have a choice of 3 CRMs at eXp right now. Bold Trail, which used to be KB Core, or you have Lofty, which used to be Chime, or you have Close. Now, I chose Bold Trail because I was using KV Core, and I had used it in the past at another brokerage, and I liked KV Core. I liked what it offered. Um, for mine, I like having the phone app. I like having the open house app that Bold Trail has, and it also has a website for us. There's a lot of other things that you can do inside of Bold Trail. So depending on what you picked, Bold Trail for me was the one that I used. So I have some resources for that. I do have a couple for Lofty, or at least a name for somebody for Lofty, but I do not have anything for Close. From what I understand about Close, when I was looking at these things, that seems to be more for people who have teams. It seems to be better for teams. So for Bold Trail, if you are needing help with Bold Trail, I know that there's a lot out there, but there are two people who I have actually sat through some of their training and met them and everything. And one is Sherry Johnson. She actually did a training with AI and Bold Trail back in late October, early November with the eXp University AI course. So she's another one. You can find her website, and it's Sherry, Sherri Johnson. She has a lot of good stuff. And if you need that again, feel free to text or email me, and I'll be glad to get you the information. The other one is Leslie Suarez, Suarez. She is part of Jean Frederick's organization, which, of course, our FYR partners. We are also part of um, the Jean Frederick organization too. I actually met her down in Cabo this past year and everything. She's really nice. She offers a Monday intro to Bold Trail, and she also has a Wednesday advanced class that you can sign up for. She also has YouTube videos too with some step-by-step instructions too. I know that there's more out there with Bold Trail, and you can probably find them. Plus, also Bold Trail has some good training inside of their program too. But YouTube, I know there's a lot of agents that have been sharing information on that. But that's two that I know that have a little bit more kind of like structure and everything for everything. For those of you who use Chime, okay, or Lofty, sorry, it used to be called Chime. The same AI course that I took in late August, through eXp University. The one who taught on Lofty was a gentleman named Adam Gillespie. And Adam Gillespie, not only is he good with he's an excellent Lofty user, and he was sharing information. He has a lot of videos out there too, but he was also the Inman AI uh, person for the 2024 year. So he's a good resource for that type of information. I'm sorry I don't have anything for close, but I just have, I just haven't had any experience with it yet. So you have your choice of your CRMs with eXp. All right, build a sign. This is the good one where you need to go into build a sign. Periodically, they have some sales, so it's always a good time to catch up on things. Like right now, they have their promos applied of 20% off all signs. This is where you can get your signs, open house things, marketing materials, including business cards, presentation folders, pens. You can get branded boxes, flags, gifts and decor, even trade shows. Like if you want a table or a backdrop. I can speak this Monday morning, a banner and everything. So just different things that you can get and stuff. So hopefully most of you have received this. Hold on a second. Let me go back to my tiles. All right. The next one is Canva. Part of your eXp monthly fee is you get Canva Pro. The nice thing about Canva is not only can you create your own projects for those of you who are really good at this, but you can also look at the branded stuff that's already out there. There are so many templates out there for different things, from listing presentations, flyers for your and brochures for your listings. There's also information on your Instagram posts, whatever you might want and everything, even business cards. There are so many different templates. You just got to look in the different categories and see what all they have out there and see what you can go into and everything. And they even have some different templates and stuff. So that's another good one too. All right. All right, Coda. Coda was one that, and I verified this, so this is for Virginia only, because that's where I'm at. I confirmed with our principal broker, Debbie Baxter, that Coda was something that we were using. This was prior to the hub coming. This was a place we were trying to have kind of like a repository for information and stuff. But now she confirmed with me yesterday that we are to use the hub. Okay, so that's what we're going to. It used to be there were state-specific type of resources and stuff. So I'm thinking this may go away, but I don't know because maybe other states are still using it. All right. Let's get a deposit link. Deposit link is one where this is good if you are working with landlords and for rentals and stuff. This is where you can set this up where that money can be sent that way electronically, kind of like a bank, the bank type of thing. You can send the thing. This is what they can do versus having to mail the check. I don't know if any of you have actually used that yet. All right. eXp brand store. This is where you're going to get your swag. So when you're looking for your swag that you need, whether it's, shirts, they have all different types of shirts. They have them divided out by men's. They have new arrivals, headwear. You can get drinkware, stationery, name badges. For those, I know that some of us like the more glitzy ones. These are just more kind of standard. If you're looking for the more, glitter and rhinestones and stuff, you're going to have to go somewhere else. That's not the eXp store. They just have these for right now. I'm sure in our surveys that we get periodically, maybe we can put in that we would like to have some different shapes, sizes, or some glitz and glam and everything. Maybe we can see if they want to give us some glitz and glam. That might be nice and everything. All right. How many of you know about dial safe? Start putting like some I don't know, put some kind of like emoji or whatever, some kind of reaction in the thing. How many of you have ever gone to eXp dial safe? Nobody? Okay. So eXp dial safe is something that you have access to. It is free to you. So this is to make sure that you are TCPA compliant. How many of you have been seeing things that come out from eXp, the company and everything? So they're saying, oh, this is, certain times that you can't be calling in the month of April. Like, did you know that there are certain no call days, such as Good Friday and stuff, actually for the month of April coming up? So anyways, this is the dial safe. So right here, what you do is you go to the dial safe. And inside of dial safe, this is going to talk to you all about this. Do not, protect yourself from calling on the do not call. You can upload a CSV file, or you can enter the phone numbers manually to figure out who you can and can't touch. This is all free. So it's a great resource that we have. I know being at some other brokerages, these are things that you have to pay for yourself, or, they don't, or they might offer it for a certain amount of fee. This comes in our OKTA system and everything, which is really important and everything because you want to stay compliant with everything. All right. let's see. This is not letting me. Give me 1 second. All right. So make sure that you guys are going into that eXp dial state because I don't want anybody getting in trouble. All right. The eXp Global Referral Platform, just like how it sounds. This is your agent portal that you can send referrals. You can also manage your marketing profile. You have to take time to get into this. You sign in with it with your OKTA profile. So this is another way of also doing your referrals and stuff. And some people will tell you they want you to go through the portal. All right. eXp Global Chat GPT Agent. Okay, this is just what you think. This is basically, it is a resource that kind of goes over some basics about Chat GPT. For those that are trying to learn more about this, they have some different things that you can do a little bit to learn about Chat GPT. Obviously, some people are using other things such as Gemini, Claude, you know, there's different ones and everything. They're constantly changing and some are better than others. So this is another one where you can learn some more about ChatGPT 101 and how you could use it. All right. How many of you have ever gone into eXp toolkits? Okay, I see Nancy shaking her head. Okay, thank you for being honest, Nancy. I can't hear you.
I have.
Cindy has.
I think I have. You have to click on it and I'll let you know.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Nancy's like,
Looks
I'm like, no, I haven't. So it's funny. But anyways, so this is just, it is a really great access area that gives you information where you can find out about your state resources that you have, um, team support and organization, brand and marketing, information on buyer representation. It's a whole toolkit. Canva, learning about co-sponsoring, CRM of choice, culture centers, deed fraud protection. There's some stuff on commercial. I know we have some commercial people in here like Rich and Charlotte. eXp Pay, expert care, which, you know, we have people there 24/7 to help us. Day one agent compliance, that is so important. Global referral, this is just another area to find everything. Growth and attraction. If you're in Canada or you have Canada agents, when icon agents, when we get that. International onboarding, land and ranch, lead protection, luxury growth, mentor program, new eXp agent resource guide, onboarding, one eXp, which that has so many, one eXp has so many different places for everybody. Pre-market exposure, revenue share, you can just see here, there's just so much information. And then if you are starting a team, there's a whole team leader academy and team resource guide. So again, so much information and things to explore around to learn about the different areas. All right, the U.S. Agent Center. This is another area that's good to go into. It's going to go through different things where you can learn about a lot of the things that we've already started discussing. eXp marketing, your CRM of choice, eXp University, which I'm going to do a separate thing on that. Your Regis, how you get access to Regis offices around the country and world. Skyslope, which is our management tool, our transaction management tool. eXp World, going into the virtual world. It's really kind of neat that, you know, you can go in there, go to the broker room and just have like, you know, a conversation, just like if you were sitting next to somebody, you know, one-on-one, like, you know, when we used to go to brick and mortar offices, that's really, really kind of nice and everything. Also an opportunity to get to know some of the other Virginia brokers in other areas. Slack, which Slack will be going away. I just don't know when. You can look at the healthcare by Clearwater, success lending, and agent software. Again, all the different things to explore with agent attraction, if that's what you're doing about joining eXp. So this is the other place where you go when you're trying to sign someone on. Onboarding, there's event calendars, and you can select by state. So again, just another really great resource. I'm not going to click on eXp World, but I'll click real quick. But when you go to eXp World, you know, it kind of does this for a few minutes and then you connect and then you're kind of here. You can pick where you're going, different things. You can also ask them where you want to go or what you need if you're not really sure, and they will guide and take you there. So kind of fun playing with your avatar in there. And it is kind of neat having conversations with people in there. This is basically like it talks about. It is this eXp World Reference Guide. This is basically where you can search for articles and it's going to teach you how to do, like how to set up your avatar, communication. You know, you can do it in mobile access, presenter stuff. It is just a way to help you to learn different areas of um, the company and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a tool and resource guide that they have. All right. Express offers, that is just what it sounds. This is where you can find out more about our Express Offers program. This is a way to, the way that you can look at this where people get these express offers with their houses. You can choose your account by either as an agent or a buyer, but obviously we're agents. Have any of you had an express offer on one of your listings or anything? I haven't either, so just curious. Growth resources. I know some of you, is Lars still here? I know Lars is big into agent attraction. Many of us have also started building our teams. With the agent attraction, this is a really great place. They have really set up a great resource area where you can explore the toolkit. This is also, if you want to take the Fast Attract class, which I did take it, the next one for Fast Attract is going to be on April 27th through June 5th. It is a 3-day a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday this time from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. It is on Zoom. You need to be there. They give you, it's kind of one of these things where you're being taught by a bunch of top fast agent attraction people, agents, and they are opening it up. They're giving you information. They are helping you to get into activity and to get going with the agent attraction and stuff. So this is something that you're thinking about. If that's a big part of your business this year, then this might be something you want to go to. Because even as I tell people, you strive to do everything that's in there. It's overwhelming sometimes. Even if you do 70% or 75%, you are going to get into action no matter what, and you're going to want to. And you're learning from a lot of the different trainers and everything. So I couldn't say enough about it. I took one of the course about a year ago. But also in that growth resources, like I said, there is also their toolkit. This toolkit, if you look at the growth and attraction toolkit, you can find out all these different things that you can do. There's scripts and dialogues, you know, connecting with the different growth teams. There's a lot of fabulous growth team members and everything. You know, if you've been to some of the rallies, if you've been to EXPCon, Cabo, things like that, you see a lot of them there and everything. And they are really, they share a lot of information and they're available to help us. And of course, we have our own right here. Where is it at? We have our own Frank Benuto, who is our Vice President of the East Growth, who is part of our FYR group. He is part of our FYR Partners. So he is fabulous and stuff like that. So if we need help and everything, you know, we do have that and everything. So um, they do need to update this a little bit. Tony King, by the way, he's really great to talk to. When I had him in my faster track class, he talks really fast. I asked him personally in my eXpCon Miami, I'm like, are you hooked up to like an IV of coffee? Because he was just so fast, it was like hard to write down everything. But he was really fabulous teacher. But all of them are really good. I have to say, actually, I have heard all of them speak when I was in faster track, including Russ Lagan, who's now um, he's part of he's like he's with now with eXp University. If you don't know him, he's the one that does the stick figures on his whiteboard. He's the whiteboard guy and always wears a vest. That's his. That's how you always know him. Okay, making it rain is just like it talks about. These are different programs inside of um, eXp where you can learn about the different programs that they offer from some different types of lead programs. Some of those lead programs they do, it's about like Google ads and things like that. It is going to require an outlay of money coming with that. So that is something you have to make a decision if you want to do that. But this is something to explore if you're looking for some different things that eXp offers, or if you have potential agents coming over that might be looking for that. So this is another reason to know what we have, because if you're going to be attracting agents here, you kind of need to know what we offer. I think that's really super important. Okay, let me close that one out. Okay, marketplace. Marketplace is mostly, this is where it is going to talk about the different CRMs. And as you can see here, I am CRM as a solo agent. I was subscribed until July 4th, 2026, because that's when last year we all had to make decisions. So as you can see, it's Smart CRM, IDX Web with Team Add-on, AI-powered lead nurturing, routing, and validation. So that's what this one is. So if you're curious about what you have, you can see that. All right, Mira. So Mira was something that they talked to us about at eXpCon in Miami when we were here in October. What this is it's kind of, it'll talk to you about what you can do. So if you go here to the Mira thing, you can say, what can Mira do for me? And then the AI, the Mira AI kind of goes like this, and it starts telling you what it can do for you. So here you can see this is what all it tells you that Mira can do for you. So for some of you, when you're having trouble with your Skyslope, you need some, about some transactional data, different things like that. You can look in here to see if it can help you out. So it's feature capabilities they're looking at, as you can see here, some deeper integration, actionable workflows, and proactive intelligence. So that's kind of what they're looking at to do here. All right, my eXp 3.0, I'm not going to open that right up, but that is where you find your progress of how you're getting along in your cap. It will also show you your line of like where you are, who your sponsor was, and how your line goes, goes up for the 7 levels. That is also where if you can also look at your rev share, you can look at who's on your team. You can also, if you're a mentor, you can also access the mentor information and see what is going on with your mentors, like if they have, 1, 2, or 3 transactions left to do. All right, production leaderboard. This is both for sales and attraction. So you can do this by the whole United States, and you can do it by states. And you can do it whether it's like for production or whether it's attraction. And you can also look at teams that, if you're part of a team. So if you wanted to do, you also have the realty and the commercial side too. So for those that are there, you hit the filters, you can choose a state. So I'm going to choose Virginia because I'm in Virginia. And we apply the filters. So it's going to show us the top agents, year to date, month to date. You can pick different time frames, whatever the case is that you might want to do. You can also pick attraction to it the same way. If we pick Virginia, apply the filters, we can see here that we have year to date and month to date of where we're at. I don't know if that did Virginia yet. Are those Virginia people? I'm not really sure. Oh, here's the top for Virginia. Here we go. So yeah. So you can always look at all of that and everything. So in case you're wanting to know. So I know some people are more competitive than others. Some people pay attention to that a lot more. And that's just another way to do that. So that's another good thing to figure out where you're at. It's kind of interesting sometimes when you get those emails from the company and they say, "Oh, you're at such and such," and you're kind of like, "What?" I got one of those last year, and I was like, I was in there, I was like, this must be a mistake. It was kind of funny, but it was nice while it lasted. Um, Prospect view. This is one where you've probably heard Dave and Kristen talking about when we're on our FYR Fridays, that where they see people. This is when you have applicants joining in the US. It's only the US right now, but this is where you can see if you have anybody in the onboarding prospect, the prospect like of where they're at, to see, when they're going to finally be getting across the finish line and be getting into you. So that's what prospect view is if you haven't paid attention to it. Real Grade or Instacart, that is basically, it is something to, I haven't looked into it as thoroughly, but apparently it is something that is managing your digital marketing and and represents your management system. It is basically something, I'm not sure if it has to be paid for and stuff. So I can't answer that question yet. And it was working yesterday. All right, we're getting down to the last part. All right, Skyslope. I know some of you either hate this or you love it, okay? Personally, I'm liking Skyslope. I like the way it's all integrated and everything. With Skyslope, the nice thing about Skyslope, this is our transaction management. The good thing is there is also an app too, so you can pull it up on your phone if you need to look at something at the last minute. Yes, it does have an app. I try to find everything that I can that has apps because I get excited. I'm not always saying that it's like as easy, it's like with any app, it's not always like very easy sometimes trying to do something on the fly, when we're out in the field, but at least it's something you can pull up something if you need to, I don't know, double check a date or, something that's going on with something. So that's something to get excited about. If you haven't downloaded that as a phone app, I would, just because I like to have things with me. All right, Slack. Okay, here's the deal with Slack. We do have Slack, but the good news is FYR Group has moved to the hub. Apparently people, if you were not at eXpCon in October, apparently people were extremely vocal to Glenn Sanford and to Leo, letting them know what they thought of Slack. Okay, so in response to that, that's where Glenn decided, I'm just going to create like something that's similar to Workplace, which is what we used to have, which everybody liked. So that's where he created the hub. So because we have the technology of, in the mind of Glenn and Leo's, their innovative technology and their thinking, they created a hub for us. So get used to using the hub. It really is good, and I will go into that as the last part. All right, success, that is our success magazine. There's an area where you can log in on that if you want to, and it is wonderful. It's like different resources and stuff that you can do in there if you want to and stuff. We all get our success magazine, every other month or so. I think it comes in the mail. I'm going to skip eXp University because I'm going to hit that last. Utility Connect. Many of you have probably been getting some emails on that about when you have clients, with your transaction. This is a way for, it's kind of like one of those things that helps to, like a concierge helping them to do their utility connect and everything. I actually personally used it when I sold my house and moved, and they actually found me a really good deal on a couple of things. So when I had to set up my new internet at my new place, and it actually saved me some money and stuff. So I like saving money. So it's a little bit more than just utilities. They can help with a lot of different things. So it's something worth doing because sometimes we have those clients that might need all that, because how many of you have ever had a transaction where you reminded them to do the utilities and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do the utilities last minute, and they're trying to scramble to do that. And let's face facts, some of our utilities are not always that nice about setting up everything in a timely fashion. And you don't want things to get disconnected too. All right, Zen list. You've probably been getting emails about the Zen list. The Zen list is, of course, that is your, this is like our office exclusives and everything. So if you signed up for that, you can get emails on that. You can also go in there. This is where you can also put things. Okay, so eXp University. eXp University, you could be trained all day long if you want to. Okay, you could be trained 24/7 if you wanted to. Now, as a former educator, okay, I'm a geek this way, but there are two particular areas I want everybody to make sure that they're going on. I don't care if you've been here for 20 years or 3 years, whatever the case might be. You have different types of training paths that you can go here to look at different things. You have live training. By the way, some of these icon lead mastery classes, really good. I just took one the other day on Instagram, really, really good. FastCap, another one I'm going to say that you need to take. FastCap is something that's going to get you into the business. They have another cohort coming up. This one you can get on the wait list for April 1st. The next one will be April 29th through June 12th from 1 to 2 p.m. Sometimes they have evening if people prefer evening. Really good. The FastCap also. If you do the FastCap, you attend all the sessions and attend all the sessions and you complete all of them, then not only do you get realty.com leads for free, they're kind of like one of those, speed to leads, you got to kind of grab them. You put in up to 25 areas, but you also get them. They are offering an eXp for a whole year from when you take it for free. The only condition is you have to attend all of the classes, and they do not record them. Well, they record them, but they're not available to you in your library. Let's put it that way. And they are watching, but they are a speed to lead. So that's another one if you want to work on getting your volume and everything. So you can see here. But the two areas that you really need to go to is Agent Essentials and eXp Tools and Platforms. Those are two main areas that you need to go to. And also this is what the tech people ask you to do. The reason is when you go to Agent Essentials, okay, as you can see, they start talking to you. You can do different types of things that you can do. You can do live sessions, or you can do it on your own with the different things. Let me go to the other thing. Okay, don't need to talk more. Okay, eXp tools and platforms. They have a whole course. Okay, as you can see here, it's for new agents, existing. So for some of us who I know have been over here for a couple of years, admins and transactions, it's about 60 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, I took it yesterday. It's about an hour long. There's some really good information. It goes over about the state websites, making sure about the association. So this is really good, I think, also for anybody who is also a mentor to make sure that you've gone through it. About joining a team, it talks about the email alias because a lot of us get confused. I always get a lot of questions. I can't check my eXp email. No, you're never going to be able to check it because it's an alias. Talks about the OKTA dashboard, Skyslope, transaction, quick reference guide. eXp, you can see here the hub, Slack, CRM of choice, Canva, about the new agent starter kit, different training pathways, and a feedback survey. About an hour. So I highly recommend that people take this. Okay. But as you can see, eXp, you can go through your dashboard, you can go through the different trainers or whatever, but you have so many resources. You can even get RevNo's relocation certification. There's stuff about winning clients. This is the Icon Mastery, since we got a couple of minutes before I do the last thing. This is one. So I will say the database and FOI, that was a really good course. So was the open house and the Instagram one. Now, what I will tell you about these is they have someone teaching it, but then there is also several attachments and stuff like that, and several things where they discuss where a lot of the icons inside of eXp, they have opened up their playbooks and they have given information. Some of these documents, I will tell you, are anywhere from 3 to maybe 7 pages of information about what they do with their database, SOI, the open houses, the Instagrams, the leads. And they are going to be having another one coming that is likes to leads with YouTube. So these courses are really good. They're usually about 2 to 3 hours, but they are worth the investment. It is online. If you don't make it in, then you can't watch the thing afterwards. So just FYI. And the Instagram, they had just had it last week. It was a pilot course, and Russ Lagan taught it, which he's always fun to be in class with, just by the way. And of course, this is Brian Ellington, who is our Chief Learning Officer. He has a lot of good information, and he helps to design a lot of good courses. Okay, so that's basically everything with your OKTA dashboard that I wanted to go over. Now, the last thing I want to go over is the hub. Okay, as I said, the hub is not an app. I'm going to say yes, because I'm wondering if Glenn and Leo are going to create an app, because I'm sure the next thing for everybody that they may not be happy with is that when you go to log in every single time, so you save where the hub is, every single time you have to sign back in on the website. You have to use your eXp alias, which is always your first name dot your last name at exprealty.com. And then you have to go into your email, and they're going to send you a little verification code. And each time you have to do this. Now, it's not that bad, but I would also like to be able to do it easier on my phone, because I don't know about you, but I get excited. So this is kind of how it looks when you come up. So here you go. This is Dave. Dave and Kristen just posted 5 minutes ago about the next Fast Cap cohort coming up in April. And they do fill up fast. I think they had 1,000 something people sign up for the April 1st one, the one that's ending that I'm in right now. And I think last Friday we were maybe only about like 560 something people were still there. Okay. So, this kind of talks about what it is, and they made it very easy for us with signing up. So I have a feeling that was Kristen. So thank you very much, Kristen. You can also see if you're with Virginia, Shelley posted something to us about the weekly calendar events. You can actually pin your groups. Here we go. So like I'm in Fast Cap this time. This is eXp announcements, technical, official Virginia. I have the Women's Impact. I have a bunch of other groups that I'm part of. There's even a Bold Trail support. Of course, we have our lovely FYR partners where Dave and Kristen are posting. They can pin things for us. That's important. They can put events for us. See here, they have all of this and any kind of files they want to leave for us and what it's about. But this is where we can post things and ask things. So this is where you see like Anna is needing, by the way, if anybody has referral agents in Monterey, California, she could use the help. And seeing Dave and them also putting things out here for us too. So that's the other thing. You can also message people. You can see who's online. So I can see that Pamela's online. I don't know. I thought they fixed my name, but I guess I'm just Lara now. I'm just Lara. You see that? They just got me as Lar. There we go. Yeah, I thought I fixed that, but I guess I'll have to try that again. But that's everything. So, I guess, there's a lot of chat questions. Okay. I need a sign. Kim, are you talking about the hub having an app?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, with who is at the thing. So, um, the fire group inside of the hub. Yep, I showed you that. Oh, are you talking about for the hub? Okay, Kristen put that in there. Okay, so that's all I have. Any other questions? I just tried to give an overview. If you guys have any suggestions of anything more, I'm not the world's best tech person, but it was just a lot of questions that I was having from newer agents, people asking questions, and I thought, well, maybe we need something that's kind of videos where we can find people. Of course, they will change the OKTA tiles on us. We know that because they're always coming up with new innovations, technology for us, but this is what we have and everything. And if anybody who uses Lofty has more resources, please feel free to share with our groups and everything. That would be helpful too. So.
Thanks, Laura. Very helpful.
Oh, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. And thank you for
this
the
is
other
excellent.
comments. So hopefully this will be something we can use as a initial resource with some new agents too. Once, because I'm sure Kristen and them will get it up as soon as they can onto our FYR YouTube site and everything. So, all right, well, that's all I have. So I'll give you back 9 minutes of your day if you don't have any more questions. And I guess hopefully I will see many of you on Thursday.